But just to the south of Kenya is Tanzania. Again, home to those wide open plains and sweeping savannas. Whether you concentrate to the northern circuit, down in the south to Selous and Ruaha, or even out to the west to the Katavi and Mahale mountains. But the most famous of them all is the northern circuit. And one of the most popular destinations in the northern circuit is of course the Serengeti National Park. Now the Serengeti National Park joins onto the Masai Mara in Kenya, so maybe treat it like the Masai Mara being like Scotland and the Serengeti being like the UK. And when you go on safari in the Serengeti, you often spend 2 or 3 nights here, and during your day you'll go out on safari in search of all the wildlife. It's one of the key parts that you'll see the migration moving through at different times of the year, and because the Serengeti is so large, I mean it's larger than Sydney, that you'll have so many different areas to explore in search of all the different wildlife. Just to the east of the Serengeti is the World Heritage UNESCO site of Ngorongoro Crater. Now Ngorongoro Crater, millions of years ago, was a mountain taller than Kilimanjaro, but then the mountain blew its top, it collapsed and created the caldera. Now at Ngorongoro Crater, you'd often spend a couple of nights here. Now there's a different number of properties that are actually located around the rim of the crater, and then a few a little further away. Now the advantage of one of the properties on the rim means that when you wake up in the morning, you do not have as far to travel to then descend down onto the crater floor. On the crater floor, you have the whole array of wildlife. You have lakes, you have forests, you have savanna. So you spend a day on a game drive exploring all the wildlife. At the end of the day, you then return up the crater wall back to your property. So once you've visited the Serengeti National Park and Ngorongoro Crater, often you'll then spend a night or so at Lake Manyara. Lake Manyara National Park, of course, is famous for its lake and famous for the tree climbing lions. Whilst you're on safari within Lake Manyara National Park, you have the monkeys, the bird life, and of course, all the wildlife there to view. You have some properties actually located within the park, then high up on a mountain looking down into the park itself, offering stunning views. Now, of course, there's no better view in Tanzania than of Kilimanjaro. And of course, Tanzania is home to Kilimanjaro, the world's highest freestanding mountain. Now, of course, it's Africa's highest mountain, and at 5,895 meters, it offers some wonderful opportunities for trekking. Combine Kilimanjaro, the northern circuit of Tanzania, or down south or west on Lake Tanganyika, there's so many different safari options available in Tanzania. And one of the best places to brush off all that safari dust is out on the Indian Ocean on Zanzibar Island, which we'll talk about later.